What's cracking, homies? So today we gotta have a real conversation about something kind of tough. So y'all know I love to try to be positive, explore the psychology, philosophy behind a lot of stuff with Dragon Ball. But today we gotta talk about something a little bit different. And that's what I feel like are some of just the most wildly neglected, wasted, put on the back burner characters that it breaks my heart to see nothing being done with. It's the potential, man. Like I can't. We gotta talk about it. So I'm gonna start my case here, y'all. Of course, we gotta talk about potential man himself, Gohan, bro. By the end of this, I want y'all to be able to see, just be on the same page with me, why I feel like these might be the most underused characters in the entire franchise. So Gohan, potential man. We got the early build-up, right? You have the early build-up of his hidden power teased throughout his introduction when we see Raditz and everything, man. And we start to get little bits of payoff here and there with the Saiyan Saga, Namek, Cell arcs, things like that. And then he starts training under Piccolo, kind of beginning to embody the next generation of fighters and everything. And then Cell Saga, then we're really starting to pick up, right? He's like, he's the GOAT. Here he comes, right? He goes Super Saiyan 2, surpasses his dad, defeats Cell. The story positions him in the role of the successor. The torch is being passed. And Toriyama himself even admitted that Gohan was on that road to becoming the new protagonist. And then the decline, bro. The slacking of like the training and kind of being played for comedic effect with the Great Saiyan Saga. And y'all know me, I'm not saying this from the standpoint of I need Gohan to be the strongest fighter. That's never been what it's about. It's more about him not getting a chance to evolve and the story not getting a chance to evolve, and thinking about all the interesting directions things could have gone if Gohan is now in that mantle as the lead role, in all the different directions Dragon Ball could have potentially taken if he's the one kind of leading the pack. I think about him ideally supposed to be this more like cerebral character, and how we could have gotten so many changes in the ways like fights play out or the way situations were handled, and instead he kind of just gets dumpstered, bro. He gets dumpstered, just get his crap pushed in by Majin Buu, and then he comes back, he's Mystic, and we're like, the GOAT, he's here again. And then what happens? My man gets he falls for the okie doke. He falls into the exact same trap that happens when he's a preteen kid fighting Cell. He gets too cocky, he gets sucked up. You hate to see it, bro. And then we move into Super, and then it just starts to get all bad, bro. He just oscillates between being sidelined and then occasionally being relevant, but like never being able to achieve that role as the main protector. It always coming up short, man, and it pains my soul to think about what could be with Gohan, man. And again, not talking about power level, but just narratively, thematically, all the changes that we could have seen taking place, the differing kind of character interactions, but we just don't, man. We get to watch him repeat history and play out these same patterns that we've seen time and time and time again, and it just hurts your boy's soul. So we had to talk about Gohan. Next up, Raditz. Bruh, Raditz, you want to talk about missed opportunities? Bruh, like this character, a part of me can't believe he never comes back. Like he just dead. Like we never see him again. Like he comes in and he flips the whole narrative on its head, introducing the concept of Saiyans, this alien heritage and everything. And he reveals Goku's origins, and then he gets mollywopped. And of course he had to get mollywopped, but like nothing, like no extended rivalry, no redemption arc. We don't even think about bringing this fella back with the Dragon Ball. Like the Dragon Balls, he just has to stay in the trash heap. I can't even like wrap my head around, man, the potential missed story arcs, the potential missed character development. Imagine like in Raditz coming back and like the Namek Saga and like confronting Frieza, bruh. Just the debates that could be there between like family loyalty versus Saiyan duty, and watching him wrestle with this and potentially grow as a character, and like what that could mean, man. The way that he could come up and become stronger, get some Zenkais, and just potentially serve as like a mentor figure for his freaking nephew. And just there's so many the ways that we can set up another new generation with Raditz being. I can't, y'all. Like, when I think about it, he is such a wasted opportunity. And like, it hurts my soul thinking about what could have been, dude. Like what could have been. So next, it's just something about Goku's family, I guess, man. I'm just realizing everybody I got on this list, something about being in Goku's family. Goten, man, the forgotten prodigy over here, where there's just so much that doesn't happen with Goten that potentially could. Just being the youngest Super Saiyan ever, breaking that barrier so young in his life, having training from like the interesting martial combination between Chi-Chi and then like his dad's lineage, but also like his own character and being like entrenched in Earth during peacetime and all that sort of stuff, and all the ways that we don't really get the chance to see his character grow. He's kind of like a non-entity, you know, like he's there and he's used as like a MacGuffin when things get hard to like fuse with Trunks, and then like, okay, we need a way out of this plot point. Let's bring Goten into the picture and like see if we can make something happen. But if not, he's kind of played for laughs, and we never get a real cue into his personality, except like these little things, man, where I think about like him getting older and like the end of Z and being characterized as kind of like chasing some skirts, man. Him and Trunks out here trying to talk to these Earth girls and do their thing, and like that's cool to me, and I want more of that, man. I think about, as them getting older, I wish there's more focus on the growth of Goten, man, and watching like who this character and everything becomes, instead of just being mini Goku. You know, like who is Goten? We don't know. We barely we don't know the character. He's just kind of like the next generation, son. You're a protector now, but like, who is this character? There's so much that could be there with the character of Goten. Which brings me into my number 4, Trunks, bro. Like Trunks as well. It's the exact same problem I feel as Goten. Maybe I won't say exact same, but it's many similar issues with because Trunks is such an interesting character, dude. Where you have that dichotomy between future Trunks being such a darker character because of the timeline that he's from. He's more serious, and there's more desperation, and it crafts his personality as such. So when he enters into the picture, he's like nothing we've seen before. And then you have Kid Trunks, which I think it was genius characterization for him to be this kind of bratty, spoiled, popping off at the mouth kind of kid, because he's raised in a time of peace. You know, he doesn't have that same kind of tragedy overwhelming his life in the same way that future Trunks did, but it's just played for gags again, right? And like watching Kid Trunks potentially grow into like his maturity and stuff, man, like being able to see him slowly become somebody that's not just like the spoiled heir of Capsule Corp, and be crafted into this interesting mix of maybe like what we know him to be in this current timeline, and watching him mature into like the future. He doesn't have to become future Trunks, but you know what I mean, like increasing his maturity level into becoming something more. And the ways that we've been deprived of like interactions with him with like other characters, and even like future Trunks, he gets a brief interaction in Super, which I think is cool, but I'd love to see more of that kind of thing expanded upon, man. Missed potential of watching Vegeta's like parenting arc and the way that he interacts with Trunks, knowing his son, what he's like in the future, but having him present now and being able to watch that relationship happen in more depth. We don't get it, bro. It pains me. These are the 4 horsemen of the disappointment apocalypse, man, when it comes to characters that just got shat on. Not forgotten, just unused potential. Because when we're talking forgotten characters, bro, that's a whole different list. We got a whole different thing we'd be having to talk about. And I guess we'll be saving that for a different video. So just to reiterate, the four horsemen of the disappointment apocalypse, we got Gohan, Raditz, Goten, and Kid Trunks, bro. They were all kind of set up to be game changers, and they're duds, bro. They just get sidelined. So I'm gonna end it here, but I want to hear from y'all. Do you feel like that these are the most wasted characters? Are there other people that come to mind for you guys? Like, we gotta have a discussion about this. Just hit me up in the comments. I'm ready to talk, debate, like whatever we need to do. But this is just something that came to mind that I had to get off my chest. So be easy, y'all. Appreciate you as usual. Bye.